Good morning. Welcome to the Crow Wing County Board of Commissioners regular meeting. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next item on the agenda is open forum. Is there anyone in the audience who'd like to speak about something that isn't on the agenda? Is there anyone who'd like to speak about something that isn't on the agenda? Third call, is there anyone who would like to speak about something that isn't on the agenda? Okay, review and approval of the minutes from July 28th.
Madam Chair, motion to approve.
I'll second it.
Motion by Commissioner Coring, second by Commissioner Lee. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Approve the agenda.
Madam Chair, we have no changes or corrections.
Okay, do I have a motion?
Madam Chair, motion to approve the agenda as presented.
I'll second.
Motion by Commissioner Coring, second by Commissioner Lee. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Consent agenda.
I'll make the motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Lee, second by Commissioner Coring. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
We still have a couple minutes, Madam Chair. Perhaps we could move on to land services first.
Okay, land services.
Good morning, Madam Chair, Commissioners. Today we are seeking approval to reclassify the tax forfeit property as non-conservation and transfer that to county fee land. This property is the property that you approved the land exchange with Holmweg back in November. And we just need to get that transferred into county fee land instead of tax forfeit status, just as a formality before we do the conditional use deed, which is the next item on the agenda.
Madam Chair, can just for an explanation of the difference between the two, maybe?
Sure. If Tom's on, he might be able to explain it better. So tax forfeit property, we have to follow the rules of the state under statute 282 and take care of them as per those statutes. If it's in county fee, that's more county ownership, like we own it. If it's tax forfeit, it's under the ownership of the state, and we're just administering it for them.
Sure, that makes total sense. Okay.
So, Jessica, how many acres do we have that are actually fee title owned by the county versus, maybe, you don't have that number?
I
do
don't
you?
know offhand. Tom might know.
What's that?
I think we're around 7,000 to 10,000 county feet.
7
County
to
fee,
10,000.
Yeah, and so the rest of it is actually tax forfeited that we're watching for the state or?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, can I have a motion?
Madam Chair, if there's no other questions, I would move to a motion to approve the reclassification of the forfeited property, non-conservation transfer property to county fee property.
Do we have a second?
No, I think once is enough.
I'll second it.
Motion by Commissioner Coring, second by Commissioner Lee. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Thank you. The next item is the application for conditional use deed for that property. This is, instead of applying for a state deed under the tax forfeiture status, now that it will be transferred to county fee land, we will be applying for the conditional use deed under the assumption that, or under the landfill buffer, this property will be used as a landfill buffer, so there is no residential housing built around the landfill. And because it's going to be used for that public purpose, it requires a conditional use deed.
Any discussion?
Madam Chair, so can it be used for other than just a buffer? I mean, there was some talk maybe of doing something else on that as far as county use. Is there anything that keeps that from happening?
Sure, so if we apply for a landfill, for the conditional use deed under the assumption it's going to be used as a landfill buffer, that is all it can be used for. We can do other landfill activities on that property, but let's say we wanted to build a park there, we could not do that. We'd have to go through this process again.
Okay. Thank you.
Madam Chair, so it wouldn't necessarily preclude any additional activity from occurring, but you would have to go through a different CUP process at that point in time.
And Madam Chair, I would just say that I would reiterate what I said before. I think this was a good purchase we've got, the taxpayers have got a lot of money invested in the landfill, the sanitary landfill, and to me, to have a buffer around there, whether it's whatever it would be, if it's smell or noise or whatever have you, I just think this was a great purchase that the county board to protect that asset out there. I mean, if you look at Camp Ripley, they're in essence doing the same thing, trying to get the buffer around their 57,000 acres. So I would, Madam Chair, I would move the application for conditional use deed for Crow Wing County.
Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Coring, second by Commissioner Lubke. Is there any additional discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Madam Chair, I just have one more question for Land Services to Gary. Gary, where are we at with that? I know we bought that old house that's right on the opposite side of the road there. Have we torn that down yet? Or are we in the process of that and getting that all cleaned up?
Good morning, Madam Chair, Commissioner Coring. We started, Home Big Excavating started Friday and should be wrapped up hopefully today or tomorrow. That house will be removed, the septic will be crushed, site will be, we still got to cap the well, but everything will be taken care of very soon.
Awesome, awesome. Okay.
Madam Chair, one more question for Gary, as long as he's up there. Did Home Big get all his, whatever, his dirt out of there? His
Piles?
Yeah, his piles and stuff. Is he all out of there?
He still has a few piles to go. He has, I believe, until October
Okay.
or end of the year to get rid of, to get them out of there.
And then we're going to reclaim that at this point in time, or, you know?
Yeah, currently, we are working with Minnesota Power to do a lease on that front 40 for a working yard as they come through with their Northland Reliability Project. And current plans would be potentially reforest it and plant it into probably red pine, unless there's other uses from the board, but that's what we are planning on doing currently.
Thank you.
Gary, one question for you. The well there, is there, at one time I thought there was a little discussion about keeping that well for monitoring for the,
That'd be a different well that we'll have a monitor well over there, but we'll put in a different well for that.
can't use a drinking well water for that?
Yeah, it's a little bit different.
Okay,
Yeah.
thanks.
Yep.
Let's go back to the public hearing.
Madam Chair, we have a public hearing before you today for the purpose of considering a petition to change the name of a currently unnamed lake that is located in Section 26, Township 46, Range 28, Deerwood Township, to Little Spirit Lake. The requirement in statute is that we do hold a public hearing to accept any comments for or against renaming of the lake.
Madam Chair, I would so move that we open the public hearing for the unnamed body of water, Little Spirit Lake.
I'll second it.
Okay. Motion by Commissioner Coring, second by Commissioner Lee. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Great. Is there anyone who'd like to speak? Anyone who'd like to speak? Anyone who'd like to speak?
Madam Chair, I would so move that we close the public hearing at 9:10 a.m. On the unnamed body of water, Little Spirit Lake.
I'll second it.
Motion by Commissioner Coring, second by Commissioner Lee. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Madam Chair, we did receive a petition for said lake name change. It was verified that there were the appropriate number of signatures that were included on the petition. We did send a copy of the petition to the DNR for any input from them. If you recall, this is a process that we actually started last September. We had received a petition with a prospective name change for this lake. At that time, the DNR had responded that there was already a lake with the name they were planning to change it to that was somewhat nearby. So that petition had been put on hold. We received this new petition for the name of Little Spirit Lake. We've received no comment from the DNR at this point in time. So the action before you would be to adopt the resolution to change the name to Little Spirit Lake.
I'll make the motion to approve the naming of the lake to Little Spirit Lake.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Lee, second by Commissioner Coring. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Just one little comment on the resolution. You have Crowing Fountain.
I know, we just saw that over here.
Yeah.
Yep, before it goes out of draft status, that will get changed from the F to the C.
I didn't know where Founty
I don't know where
was.
Founty is either.
The Founty Board.
Yes. We got it covered.
Thank you.
County Sheriff.
Good morning, Commissioners. It was the fair last week. We spent every day out there last week getting a chance to enjoy our citizens and conversing back and forth with them. Had some great conversations, got a chance to see a lot of you out there. Some of you came out there and got your picture taken with me, and I appreciate that.
Just to make sure you were there.
Yes, I know it. You guys did try to catch me when I wasn't there, but you didn't this year, so. But yeah, a long week, but it went uneventful, and a lot of great words about the fair and how great it is with the people and stuff. So it was awesome. Let's see, what else did I have today? Today is election day, obviously, so get out and vote. We got a lot of staff members here at the county that are making this day possible, and they're doing a great job. I had a chance to visit with them this week, so appreciate them. Andy, anything else? Nothing else too much fun, so I'd take any questions for sure.
Madam Chair, not a question, just a thank you to you and Andy for coming out to my district for the National Night Out, which was the first time, I think, ever that there was one in the outstate of Crow Wing County. I was in the cities, and had some great people down in my neck of the woods that had the idea to have it at the South Long Lake Park, and I know you and Andy were there, and they were texting me pictures as I was down at a meeting in the cities and saying, wish you were here, we had a great little lunch, and you stayed for a long time, and it looks like the kids were having a great time with the fire engines and everything else. So just want to publicly thank you and Andy for being down there. That it was really important to.
Yeah, that's the National Night Out. We've had several of them throughout this week or through last week, and we'll have some this week as well. We got one in Crosby on Friday, and then 2 tonight as well. So we'll be hitting those up, but it's a great time to get a chance to interact with the public and have them come up in a non-threatening way or not have to come to the office to ask us questions and stuff. And it's, that really energizes me, and I love that part of it. So had all sorts of good conversations. So
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is the county attorney online?
Is not, Madam Chair.
Okay, county administrator.
Madam Chair, the first thing I have for you is our senior management team report. We did meet yesterday. We had an update on a CI project that has recently concluded. which had to do with the process of preparing materials for the Planning Commission Board of Adjustment. You may have noticed that the packets of information that are coming from PCBOA meetings are much more comprehensive. We're making sure that we're meeting all timelines and deadlines. In fact, it was commented by the team that this is one of the first projects where the swim lane map went all the way across the room a couple of times. So that just tells you how many steps and touch points there are in that process. So it was a good opportunity to utilize that continuous improvement process to really make sure that we are covering all the bases there. And then the rest of the meeting that we had, we spent talking about the 2027 budget, which you will be seeing at the Budget Committee meeting on Thursday. That's all I have, Madam Chair, unless you have any questions for me.
Madam Chair, just a question or a comment. I did talk to Deb a couple days ago, and obviously we monitor what's going on in our neighborhood or throughout the state, and you were saying that some of these other counties are really, and we're struggling to try to get the levy down to an acceptable amount. But some of these other counties are really, really, really struggling. I think you mentioned Dakota. I don't know if you want to go into that about.
Madam Chair, Dakota County, there was actually a news article the other day as well about Dakota County that they are facing a multiple double-digit budget levy increase. I think that they started around 24%. I believe that they had proposals in front of them for 24%, 19%, and 16% increase. Obviously, there are some tough decisions that have to be made there, just like there are at other areas across the state. I was on a meeting with our counties from the MICA group last week, and most are seeing increases in that 7, 8, 9, in some cases 10% increase range for levies. You've heard us talk before about the shift of costs, the increased responsibilities and work that is needed to be done in some of these mandates that we get from the state and federal government, driving some of our costs up this year. And you're going to hear that message coming across the state from most counties that are facing the same concerns and issues as we work through these budget processes.
Anyone else?
Madam Chair, just double checking, do we need to do anything with 10.2?
Yep, we're getting there. Yes. 10.2 is an appointee to the Serpent Lake Sanitary Sewer District. We did receive an email from the district clerk advising us of the resignation of Brad Ingersoll, and the new appointee from the city of Deerwood will be Chris Krieger, I believe is how the name is pronounced. If you recall, the Serpent Lake Sanitary Sewer District, the individual cities make their appointees to the district. However, the county board is asked to affirm that appointee, and it is a board appointment. So I would be looking for board action from you today to affirm the appointment of Chris Krieger as the City of Deerwood appointee to the Serpent Lake Sanitary Sewer District Board.
I will make that motion.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Lee, second by Commissioner Coring. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Any additional business?
Madam Chair, if you wouldn't mind, I think we've got time. I guess I would like to have either the county administrator or somebody from the highway department maybe give an update on construction. Haven't heard too much about the construction projects. I know that I've got a township bridge that people are always curious and asking me questions, so maybe an update on that. If somebody could, Tim or Steve, either one, give us an update. Thank you.
Morning, Madam Chair and Commissioners. I'm Steve Stroshine with the County Highway Department. I'll just take this opportunity to respond to Paul's question and give you an update on the 2026 construction program. To date, as it relates to our resurfacing projects, we've currently resurfaced 37 miles of the 40 miles that we had programmed for the year. The two roads that we have left are CSAH 27, which is down by the Crow Wing State Park. That's scheduled for paving in August. We also have County Road 170, which is in Baxter. The final lift of that road is planned to be resurfaced in September. And then outside of that, we have two bridge projects that are currently under construction right now. The first one is CSAH 66 in Cross Lake. That one's scheduled for completion in mid-September. CASA 31, which is just north of Cuyuna, is a bridge replacement project, and that's scheduled for completion in October. The project that Paul brought up with Maple Grove, that project was just bid here in the last couple weeks. It was just opened for bidding. Marvin Treader is our contractor. He was awarded the low bid, awarded the project, and I did confirm that project is scheduled to be constructed this fall yet. We just don't have a start date on it at this time. To date, the engineering team has delivered $14 million in highway improvement projects this summer, and we are on schedule to wrap up construction in the next couple months. So with that, I'll open it up for any other questions you might have.
Steve, just another question. You know, as I was on Facebook and I saw that there was a picture of the county highway workers, and they were literally on rollers, and they were filling in the cracks. I think it was on the bridge right over by the paper mill. And can you just explain what that's all about and what they're gonna, if they're gonna do that again? I'm assuming they're gonna do that again, but maybe not, that put a seal on that to kind of keep the water out. Can you just explain what that's all about?
So with these concrete bridge decks like that, they are prone to cracking. And so our maintenance crews get out there and they put an epoxy sealer on all the cracks. So you see them rolling around on those. I guess they would be a dolly system, and they're rolling around and they're really finding all those fine cracks and they're sealing them, and that epoxy goes down in the cracks, and that prevents the salt from getting in there and prematurely deteriorating the concrete roadway. And so that'll last anywhere from 3 to 5 years, and then they'll have to reapply.
Okay.
So we can substantially extend the life of those bridges by doing that.
And I would just, Madam Chair, I would just point out that that never used to be a county bridge. That used to be a state highway, and it was, I don't know how many years ago it was turned over to us. And now it's our responsibility, and this will be after all of us are gone, but that bridge will have to be replaced, I don't know, maybe in 20 years. Probably, I don't know if anybody else, maybe John, you'll probably still be here.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, all of us are gone. I don't know.
I think
I don't like how you worded that, Commissioner.
Well, I don't know if we'll be gone, but we'll be gone off the board. But anyway, I would point out, you know, that when we had our transportation committee meeting, we are being thoughtful about that, and we're saving money out of the local option sales tax money to prepare for that down the road. So I don't know if you want to expand on that, but that's what's happening.
I'll have Tim talk about the planning phase of the bridge.
Madam Chair and Commissioners, thank you for the question. It's interesting because I had Wayne Dosh. Wayne Dosh is, of course, our bridge guru. These are his babies. And so he came in and was talking to me about the Mill Avenue Bridge this morning, because I have some inspection reports to look at regarding that. And we did talk about that dedicated funding out of the local option sales tax, or the restricted funding that we're putting aside each year. We know that it's a big project coming up, maybe in 20 years or something like that. Currently, we're approaching about $750,000 or $800,000 in that fund. The intent really is not to save enough money to pay for it, because it's going to be a large, very expensive project. But it will be our responsibility to start doing some of the planning, maybe even do the design work to prove how much grant funding we'll need. And so that's going to go a long way to help getting that going and moving that along. I will not be here either in 20 years. So I won't be. So, but we're thinking to the future. We're leveraging our local option sales tax to fund for that project. That is inevitable. It will need to be replaced. And the maintenance that we're doing on it is kind of keeping it going as long as it can. It's in decent shape, but we still need to look in the long term. It's too narrow. You're starting to see increased traffic on 3. 3 is our busiest road. So many reasons why we need to keep moving and looking ahead to the replacement of that someday.
And Madam Chair, so that would actually probably be in the millions of dollars. I mean, not just a couple million. That would be like maybe 20 million, right?
A lot.
A
lot. You know, if you think 20 years out, what we think of 10 million or 12 million this year,
20 years from now might be 20, 25. It's,
Right.
you know, everything's going up, of course. But we're planning ahead, that far even.
And Madam Chair, as long as the county engineer's up there and Steve's here, I just want to, not a question, but I want to reiterate that you know, obviously I've got 2 years left. If I decide, then I'll have 6 years left. I'm going to continue to advocate that, you know, I have the most in my district, the most gravel roads, and I'm going to continue to advocate that we can maybe look at the possibility of getting some of those roads paved. I want to continue to advocate for that, so I'm putting you on notice.
Well, over the course of the summer, and even in the last year, we've heard a couple different areas where residents and commissioners are talking about certain portions of gravel. We are scheduled to have a Transportation Advisory Committee meeting the first week of September. I think it's September 1st.
Yeah.
We already started to put together the agenda. We want to talk to each of you. I think 3 of the 5 of you have identified portions of gravel that you want considered.
Right.
And we want to start having that conversation months prior to formal adoption of the highway improvement plan for next year. So we're going to start that conversation early, and we'll be ready for that.
Okay.
Madam Chair, Tim, what does it cost to pave a mile of road?
Well, it depends. Depends if you're reconstructing. If you're talking about gravel specifically, the important thing to note is that you simply can't put pavement on a gravel road. It seems easy, and we have gone down that path in the past, only to find out that we really need to take care of the subgrade. And so the cost of the pavement is probably the same, but all these gravel roads, we have 42 miles, the subgrade or the roadbed is in various conditions. Some, there's peat or organic material 2 inches below the surface, and that needs to be dug out. So over the last year and a half or so, we've done a gravel road study to identify those areas and then identify a cost. And we've already discussed it with you at other Transportation Advisory Committee meetings about the priorities that came out of it in terms of cost. Ultimately, the priority of which ones to do are yours. And we've been having those discussions, and we'll continue this in September. So it's a loaded question.
I know, that's
To
why I
pave
asked it.
them- To pave them, the pavement itself is probably exactly the same or very similar. It's really the roadbed. Some are in good shape, some are not.
And I would point out too, though, that it's not unheard of, because I can remember when I was a young man, 144 was a gravel road. Thompson Road was a gravel road when I was a young man. South of County Road 9, I don't know what that number is, but that was by Stanley Eisel's place. That was a gravel road at one point. So it's not unheard of for the county to want to try to get some gravel roads paved. So, thanks.
Just approach it very carefully so they're long
Yes,
lasting.
absolutely.
And, I think some of those that you mentioned have deteriorated faster than we would
Right.
have liked. So we want to take a careful approach on all these.
One last question, Tim. Of the 14 million in construction that's been done this year, how much of that is levy-based?
Oh, I think it's 0.
There you go.
There you go.
0 in the construction program. We're leveraging local option sales tax. We're leveraging state aid. So if you look in the 5-year plan of last year, there was a big goose egg for the county levy that went to construction. We have to do snow plowing with that and other areas. So
And-
Thank you.
And God forbid if that was on the levy, I think it's about 550,000 for 1%, so that would probably be around 29% levy increase just to do that year of work. And I don't think people could, Grandma Johnson or Renee, Grandma Johnson couldn't afford that. Yeah, so, all right, thanks.
thank you for having us.
One more question.
Not just
Madam
one more,
Chair.
by the way, I got a couple too.
So when you look at doing that, would that be modifying a 5-year plan? Right now, you have that, you call it your promise. If we were looking at the Transportation Committee, looking at that, if we want to move some things in and out of that, we still have the ability to do that, correct? In our 5-year plan.
I would caution you about moving anything out that we've promised.
Okay.
Certainly,
But,
moving it in, we will be looking at 2031
yeah,
this year, and starting that discussion with you in September. There is always an opportunity to move up within the budget, within the money we have available to do that. Gravel roads, it could start at 2031, or it could start another place if there's money available. And we'll be able to tee that all out for you here starting.
okay. Look forward to that. Thank you.
I just was going to comment on bridges. I had the opportunity to go out and check out with staff the County 31 bridge, County Road 31 bridge north of Cuyuna, and it's coming along very nicely. Did a great job. Staff did a great job of giving me the rundown on it. It's amazing to me that bridge covers a span between two bodies of water, one of which was a pit originally. And they had to go down as far as 94 feet to find solid base.
Oh, wow.
Which was amazing to me, right where that bridge is the highest point, and they still had to go 94 feet to get a solid base. So that was kind of impressive to see. So they're doing a great job, wonderful on that. And the only thing I was going to mention, I don't think I've had a chance to even tell you about this yet, Tim, but Representative Stauber stopped by my office last week and said, hey, you want to go up to Emily and check out the bridge with me? I said, sure, let's go. And so we had a discussion while we were up there, and I don't remember when we did that, if that was last year or the beginning of this year, but I had mentioned to Tim that maybe there was an opportunity to help Emily with that, and Tim and his staff did that with a grant project with Representative Stauber's office, and that's moving forward. It looks like there'll be about $800,000 that will go towards, I think it's $1.2 million for that bridge. So that's going to go a long way for the city of Emily, and they're hoping for that to be approved if they can get along long enough in September. So,
Madam Chair, Commissioner Lee, did you talk to Representative Stauber whether or not he had a check for me for my bridge down at St. Matthias and for Ripley? Because I presented him with a packet.
Yeah.
on that.
We didn't talk about that.
There was not an
No.
envelope with my name on it? or- Okay, all right. So I'll keep working on that
good
bridge
job.
too.
You
All right.
keep on that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other business? If not,
Madam Chair, motion to adjourn.
do we have a
I'll
second?
I'll second that motion. I'll approve that motion to adjourn.
There you go.
Motion by Commissioner Coring, second by Commissioner Lebke. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?